This week, our Torah portion, or Parasha, is from Exodus 10:1 through Exodus 13:16. It is called Bo in Hebrew, which means come. This portion contains the first ever Passover, and it's safe to say this was no Manischewitz and gefilte fish kind of event. After God had sent 9 plagues to Egypt, Pharaoh would still not release the Hebrews who were suffering under his cruel enslavement. So before sending the 10th and final plague, God put in some safety measures for the Israelites to be protected, aka the original Passover. Every household was to take a young, perfect lamb without blemish. They were to slaughter the lamb and put the blood on the doorpost and the lintel of their home. Then they were to eat the lamb in haste with their sandals on and staff in hand. That night, God would come and strike Egypt with the plague of the death of the firstborn, but those who kept his Passover would be spared. He would pass over the houses that had the blood on their doorframe, and the plague would not harm those families. Hence, the name Passover. God instructed Moses about both the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, during which we abstain from leaven and instead eat unleavened bread, called matzah, for 7 days. And he explained that this was not a one-time thing. God said, "This day shall be for you a memorial day, and you shall keep it as a feast to the Lord. Throughout your generations, as a statute forever, you shall keep it as a feast." Moses instructed the Israelites according to all God commanded. He affirmed God's words and told the Israelites that when they would finally enter the land God promised to their forefathers, that there they would keep the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread and share these mighty works of God with their children. Remember this day in which you came out from Egypt, out of the house of slavery, for by a strong hand the Lord brought you out from this place. You shall tell your son on that day, "It is because of what the Lord did for me when I came out of Egypt." Every year during Passover, we aren't just deep cleaning our houses and feasting on matzah pizzas. We are keeping a statute given by God over 3,000 years ago, remembering how God performed mighty works, freeing our ancestors, freeing us from slavery and bondage, keeping his promise to our forefathers as he led us out of Egypt and into the Promised Land. And why stop at just Passover? We don't have to wait for an annual Seder to remember the mighty works and deliverance of God. Every day, whether eating matzah or a bagel, we can remember and retell what the Lord has done for us.